We really boxing. Who wanted the baddest? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo. So what's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing coming to you live and direct. We got a big show today, man. A lot of people been want to talk about this. This is did Floyd Mayweather create another Hove or create another Abdul Wahid? Some say yes. Salute to my man Juan in the house early. I would say yes. I would say if you ask me, I think Floyd has shown Abdul Wahid is just a product of something Floyd did by letting somebody stand next to him. And you say, why you say that, BBR? I say that because when you look at Floyd, one thing you can say when it comes to boxing, everything he touches turns to gold. When it comes to boxing, I can't speak about his music career, nothing else. But I can tell you when it comes to boxing, Floyd's word is as good as gold. So there's so much we could talk about. But I'm gonna just say this: what Floyd has done with Bolton has been nothing short of amazing. I mean, we never even heard of this kid, didn't know who he was. Next thing you know, um, this guy is you know, biggest in the world. This is what you get now. You're getting a chance to see how great Floyd really is at picking talent. And I'll tell you this, man. It it is one of them things where you can't do nothing but say, you know what? This is amazing. And watching Kamel Moulton, you can't tell me if we talking for real that Abdul Wahid's first 6 fights could even compare to Kamel Moulton's fights. They can't. They can't. They're not the same dude. They're not on the same planet. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. This dude Floyd Mayweather behind the scenes is a mad genius, man, because he over here creating guys. Like, who would have thought Kamel Moulton would be this? I sure as heck didn't. A lot of people didn't. But he messed around, found this kid at like 13, 14. I remember him working on the pads with the great Roger Mayweather. So it's nothing for me to see this now. I just gotta say this, man. What Floyd is doing is simply amazing. I'm so happy about it. Salute to my brother Bentley in the house showing love. I'm so happy about it because it just shows you what true greatness looks like. And for me, this is just BVL talking. It just really put to bed a lot of things that people were saying. Hold on one second. Brother in the house, Puerto Rican Free. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, we got a good one today, my brother. We talking about and before I get started, this is the Roll with the Punches podcast. When y'all see it, when you see me and Free, this is the Roll with the Punches podcast. But we were just talking about how I think that Floyd Mayweather created Abdul Wahid, and we see a better version in Kamel Moulton. What you think about that?
Nah, I don't think it's a better version. I think the dude in his own right is a great young fighter. But I don't think it's a better version. He doesn't have the defense that Tank Davis has. He's a good fighter, but like I said, he doesn't have the defense and he doesn't have the God gifted power that drew a lot of people to watch Tank Davis.
No, I'm not reaching Billy. This is what I'm saying. Free. Hear me out. At 18 years old, can you compare Kamel Moulton and Abdul Wahid? I can guarantee the 6 fights that Abdul Wahid had can't compare to Kamel Moulton's first 6 fights. At 18,
Um,
I think he's better. At 18 years old, I think Kamel Moulton's a better fighter than Abdul Wahid.
you
That's
gotta
just me.
you gotta go back and watch Tank Davis fight when he first started fighting. It's not even close. Tank Davis, he attracted the crowd with the size that he was and the power that he possessed. It like Moulton has to put punches together. It's
Oh, for
accumulation of
sure.
punches. But Tank Davis is his hand speed, his footwork, and his defense, and then like I said, that God gifted power that he had. It was
Hmm.
it's I mean, you ain't gonna find nobody with that. I mean, that's a once in a life generation type of talent that Tank Davis had. You're not gonna find nobody with that. I mean, like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Moulton. Moulton is a hell of a fighter, young fighter. But
Hmm.
to compare him to Tank Davis is like comparing daggone some of these young guys to Floyd Mayweather. You can't do it because it's not even the same.
Um, and salute to my man Billy. He said, as much as I get on Tank been in this game since he was 7. Tank way beyond Camille. Camille Moulton, I don't know, Free. Him, Emiliano Vargas, they look like they about to be the sport. Even Abdullah Mason to an extent, even though he's been fighting nothing but tomato cans. I think those are the next big 3 guys in the smaller weight classes that's under heavyweight that I truly believe has shown us that they're going to really, really do something special. And I only say this because Kamel Moulton looked like the goods. Am I wrong for thinking that, Free? I mean, his defense ain't as good as Abdul
No,
Wahid, of course.
you're not wrong. I mean, yeah, they very well could be, but that's the next generation. It's always a next generation of fighters that's going to come up. But to say they better than somebody else and they haven't even been tested yet is kind of bad. You putting too much on it because you saying that they better than somebody else. We know that the other people have been tested, regardless of how you feel about the opponents that they face. They've been tested. These guys haven't been tested yet. So let's say they get to their 20th fight and they get knocked out cold. Do you take away from what they done prior to getting to their 20th fight? No, you don't take away from it, but you putting too much on it. That's why I don't like to compare people to legends because everybody has their own legacy that they're leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not going to compare. Now you could say this guy reminds me of another fighter, but to say that he is that other fighter, nah, because it's two different type of people.
Hey, this is the thing. For you always get mad at me when I compare T.O. to Floyd, or I say Shakur look like Floyd at times. Um, I don't know. I guess the thing that's so crazy with me is when I look at Camille Moulton, I've been watching some of his fights. I really think like now he don't have the and that's the God's gift. He don't have the gift of that one punch eraser. He's more like how Floyd was. He's an accumulation puncher because Floyd wasn't no one punch and put you to sleep type of dude back in his day. So I guess for me, I'm just excited about what we seeing because I'll be honest, Canelo and Abdul Wahid both have kind of been let downs as being at the top of the sport. I think they have been probably the worst top of the sport guys we ever had. And just my humble opinion.
Um, yeah, I mean, you entitled to have your opinion. Will people agree with it? Some people will, some people won't. I mean, but that's your opinion. You're entitled to have it. I just don't like to compare fighters to other fighters. I could say, okay, this style remind me of that style, but to say this fighter is like this fighter, nah.
Mm.
You never find two fighters that are exactly the same because everybody has their own mind frame. They have their own game plan. They're not going to fight exactly the same. They can have a similar style, but they're not going to fight exactly the same. That's why when you say Tio is like a young Floyd, no, he's not. He might, in your opinion, he might be calling for fights like the young Floyd did, but to say
Yeah.
like young Floyd, nah, he's not.
Yeah. And the only reason I say that is because I'll just be honest with you, man. I think boxing is starving for that next star. Just if you watch it closely, you kind of just notice that it's like boxing really is missing something. I almost can't put my finger on it, but when Jake Paul came, it helped a little bit. When Floyd came back with exhibitions, it helped a little bit. But I'm telling you, man, I think we really are kind of spiraling out of control because now you got guys like reaching. You know what I mean? Because like I had thought about this. You tell me what you think about this. I initially didn't like what Gary Russell Jr. said, But let me ask you this: would Tank have got heat for fighting Gary Russell Jr. at 135 in DC?
You said what he had got what?
Will he have got the same heat if he fought Gary Russell Jr.?
If he was about to fight Gary Russell Jr. right now, yeah, he'd get the same heat.
So he was really in a lose-lose type situation, right?
Correct.
So saying that, I mean, what can you do there? Because I even found out today, and a lot of people probably didn't know this, but Teofimo Lopez was offered a contract from Abdul Wahid, and he didn't take it. So, I mean, he was this is what I'm hearing from behind the scenes. I'm hearing that when Loma said no, they offered that same contract to Teofimo Lopez, and he said no because it wasn't enough. So I'm just wondering, like, I'm surprised to hear, you know, Tio fight everybody. I was kind of shocked to hear that. Were you shocked to hear that he turned down the fight?
Not in the least. I told you that. I told you he didn't want to fight Tank Davis. I told you that's all this stuff Tio is doing is to keep his name relevant. I already told you that the man couldn't fight no more this year. He couldn't fight. He had a lawsuit going on. They're not making no fights for Tio. Tio can't go to another promotional company and fight. He and Bob is not making no fights until this lawsuit is over with. Tio wants to get out of his contract. So until Tio pay his way out of his contract, he ain't getting no fight.
Yeah, it's a $3 million fee to get out of his contract because they want the money they gave him back. I guess he got $5 million up front, and they want 3 of it back. So he's not going nowhere. I'm pretty sure about this. Source Bentley is pretty close to Top Rank. You know, he does a lot of matchmaking and things of that nature. So from what he told me, that the contract was up there. But let me be clear. Abdul Wahid was lowballing those guys. Salute to my man Bruce Gas. He was lowballing those guys. But still, if he was offering you to fight, take it. If Abdul Wahid offered me a fight and I'm Teofimo Lopez, I know I'm a dog walking, I would take that fight. Wouldn't you, Free?
I don't know if he's lowballing, because I mean we already heard Tio said the most money he's ever made is $1 million. So I don't know if he's lowballing, because we all know when you fighting Tank Davis, you fighting on pay-per-view, so you're going to get a back end share of the money. What your percentage is it all depends on the negotiations, but you're going to get something on the back end. So I wouldn't say that he's lowballing them, because they know that you're going to get something on the back end.
That's a good point. I agree with that as well. To tell you the truth, I guess it just kind of shocked me that, you know, that we didn't get that fight. And the part that was so crazy was they were saying Abdul was willing to come to 140, no rehydration clause. Because one thing about me, I'm going to be fair. So I don't understand. He said no brainer, but it's the same with Shakur denying Haney for 20%. It is. I'm just telling you, man. I don't know, Free. I'm shocked about that. You know, me and Free both definitely supporters of Teofimo Lopez, mainly me. But I don't understand. I don't understand why he wouldn't take that fight, man. Salute to the Bell of the Queen, man.
You just got these high hopes of Tio, and I mean you gotta, like I said, you gotta see Tio's play. I mean, all you gotta do is just follow his activity, what Tio is doing, and then follow what's going on in the background. When you know that Tio has a lawsuit and he's going around calling all these fighters out, you know it ain't happening because he has a lawsuit. The fight can't be made. He's under contract with Bob Berman. And the only way he can get a fight with another promotion company, he has to get the okay from Bob Berman. He's under contract. See, I don't think a lot of people know that. I don't think they understand when you under contract with another promotional company. Now, it also depends on what's in the contract, but usually with Bob Berman fighters, when you under contract with Top Rank, you have to get his permission in order to go fight on another promotional company, unless it comes down to a purse bid. When it comes down to a purse bid, that's nothing Bob Berman can do about that. But just a regular straight up negotiation, you have to get the okay from Bob Berman. In order to even negotiate with the fighter, you have to get the okay from Bob Berman, because that is his fighter. If you go and try to negotiate a fight with his fighter, you have a lawsuit because that's his fighter. You got to get the okay from him. And I don't think a lot of people know that. They just think, oh, well, a fighter can just make any fight they want to. They can just pay Bob Arum the money that they got to pay him for being his promoter. It's not always the case. Some of them have that in their contract. Some of them don't. Like I said, a lot of the fighters with Top Rank doesn't have that in their contract. They have to get the okay from Bob Arum in order. That's why when T.O. had came out and said he was going to send a contract to Kambosos and he was going to send a contract to Devin Haney, Bob Arum was like, T.O. don't send no contract. T.O. don't make no contract. I make the contract. So you have to get the okay from the promotional company or the promoter in most situations. Not all of them. Most of them don't.
Hey, you know it's funny. Free. One thing about Free, the brother be consistent. He did say, "Hey, Gio don't make no contract." I give you that. He did say that. I just don't understand why. If we're talking about upwards of $5 million, why wouldn't he take the fight? Because he's going to hurt Abdul. Man, that's crazy. I think we missed the opportunity with that. What you think, man?
It's a missed opportunity, but I think a lot of times y'all gotta understand these fighters know these fighters. They've been in the ring with these fighters. They spar with them. They watched them come up in the amateurs. They might have fought them in the amateurs or whatever, or seen fight in the amateurs. They know these fighters, and a lot of times when you see that the money is good and a fighter is not taking it, a lot of times they know what's going to come behind getting in the ring with that individual. So I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't say no fighter is scared." No, there's some fighters that are scared. There's some fighters. I don't care how much of a professional boxer you are. When you know that it's an animal on the other side of the ring, you're human nature to be nervous and scared at some point. It's just human nature. You know everybody know what Tank Davis is. They saw Tank Davis come up in the amateurs. They saw Tank Davis fight his 30 fights that he had. They know what he is. They know Tank Davis is a monster. He has God-gifted power that you can't explain to. So they know what they're going to get when they get in the ring with a guy like Tank Davis.
So that being said, let me ask you this. Now, this is something people don't know. Teofimo Lopez and Gary Antoine are really, really good friends. And I'm just wondering, if you were Gary Antoine, I'm sure you got access to Gary. Wouldn't Tio have an inside track on how to beat Abdul Wahid with having all those great boxers around?
No. Just because you friends with him, if you don't train with him and you don't know none of his weakness, you might have an idea. But if you don't train with that individual and know what his weaknesses are, you won't have an inside track of how to beat him. You can have an idea from what you know in the past, but a lot of these fighters have grown since the amateurs. So things that they've done when they was in the amateurs, a lot of them don't do it anymore. So it's come with experience and training. You ain't gonna have the same flaws that you had when you was 18 years old, just becoming a pro. The same thing that Mr. Gary Russell did when he was an amateur, he don't do now at 36, 37 years old. The same thing that Devin Haney did when he was 16 years old, he don't do it now that he's 25, 26. So it's just different things that you with experience and training, you're gonna get better at your craft. So a lot of times, you can know a person and be cool with a person. I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I know all of their weaknesses. I can know some flaws, but I don't know all their flaws. Then they could have corrected the flaws that I did know.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess for me, I'm just trying to get a grasp on what would be the thinking of not taking that fight. I don't know. And the thing that's so crazy, I just don't know. I guess I just don't know what's next because I'm hearing he might fight Ryan Garcia. And I'm just wondering, do you think Eddie Reynoso, who probably is the best trainer in boxing, can help improve an already good fighter in Tio? What do you think?
It improving a fighter is a fighter that wants to learn something different or wants to learn something better. If a fighter don't want to learn anything better, he's not going to improve. I don't care how good the trainer is. If he doesn't want to learn anything better, it don't matter who you're training. You can go, God rest his soul, you can go dig up Emmanuel Stewart and have him as your trainer. If you ain't trying to learn anything new, it ain't no point of having him as your trainer. You ain't trying to learn anything new. So nah, I mean it all depends on T.O. If T.O. wants to learn, and I don't know if Eddie Reynoso can teach T.O. anything. And maybe he can teach T.O. how to fight coming forward, because we all know that T.O. is horrible fighting coming forward. He's a better he's a better fighter on the back foot, on as a counter puncher than he is coming forward. So maybe he could teach him that. I don't know.
That's a good point. But you know, coming in the box, there's so much going on. One thing I've been hearing a lot about is this new kid, man, that just beat Tim Tszyu. And you know, what did they had Terrence Crawford come out and say, yeah, y'all thought he was a bum until he knocked Tim Tszyu out. I think I'm gonna have to reassess, man, calling people bums, because at the end of the day, I think that word is used way too much. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really think a lot of these guys is bums, man. But I do got to get on this. And this is kind of sad because, you know, I support Devin Haney. But I want to ask you this. What do you think about Bill Haney purposely lying about his contract situation with Golden Boy?
I mean, I don't know anything about it because I didn't hear about it. So I don't know too much about any of that because, like I said, I didn't hear anything about it. But I mean, if you lying about something, I mean, eventually the truth is going to come out. I mean, it always does. If you lie about, unless people just drop it and leave it alone, if you lying about something and you pressing the envelope, eventually the truth is going to come out. So I don't know if he's lying or not, because I don't know what they done behind the scenes, far as contract wise and agreements. I don't know. But if they go to court and this trial is played out, the truth is going to come out. We're going to find out one way or another whether if somebody's lying or if somebody not, or they both could be very well telling the truth. It's just the contract was written a certain way where either Golden Boy is going to prevail in the case, or the Haneys are going to prevail in the case. It all depends. Like I said, they both could be telling the truth, but the contract could be worded a certain way where one side will win the case or the other side will win the case.
So basically, to kind of give you guys an insight on what I was reading about it, it was the fact that Bill Haney and Devin Haney signed. This is an affidavit, which is the court proceeding that they actually filed, that he had agreed to $600,000 with the upfront advance. So with $600,000, he's supposed to get that plus an advance. And apparently, he got the $600,000 and he got the advance, but he didn't get any back end money. And apparently, the fight showed about 200,000 pay-per-views. That's what they can account for, and that's at $70 a pop. You know, you're talking about the million. But the thing that's so crazy is I think Bill again is showing that he doesn't know the business, because he's going off the gross. And honestly, most boxers get paid off the net profit after everything's paid for. So I'm just hearing Bill Haney kind of like throwing red meat out there for people to follow with him and go with him. And I'm telling you, that's what's ruining Devin's career, is because you got Bill purposely lying to the people. And I think that's just unfair. And I got love for Bill. I just don't understand why he's purposely giving out untruths and half-truths to kind of stir the people up. What you think about that, Free? Shoot to my man, Big Dre.
I don't know if he's purposely giving out false information. He could just be misinformed. I'm not going to say that he's purposely doing it unless I have evidence that he's purposely doing it. He could just very well be misinformed, like you say. He could have just he could think that he's supposed to get the money off the gross and he's getting it, and it's actually coming off the net. So I can't say that he's purposely lying unless I have evidence saying that he's purposely lying. He know what the truth is and he's lying. So I don't want to say that he is. I don't want to say that he ain't, because I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pass judgment on something that I don't know. You're not going to say, "Oh, Free said it." No, I didn't. I don't know. So I'm not going to say that he is lying. I'm not going to say that he's not lying.
And you know what? That's one thing about my man, Brother Free. He gonna be honest, man. He gonna tell you only what he know. But I'm just saying, when you think about it, salute to my man Big Dre. I think I didn't see the clap back Thursday this week, but from Oscar. But I say this: when people say gross is about the money that we made. Net is what we make after we pay all the bills. So the fact that he would think that he's going to make money off the gross and we ain't paid no bills yet, I just think that's the amateur move. You don't think so?
No, because you got to think about it. You got to remember, DHP is a promotional company, so a lot of Devin Haney fights was a joint promotional company. Now, if this fight wasn't a joint promotional company and Bill might have thought that it was, that could be where the mix-up is. Bill could have thought that it was a joint promotional company and it wasn't. So it all depends on that, because when we say the gross, it's the money that's made for the fight. All of the money that comes in, the gate, the concession stands, and the pay-per-view, when all that money comes in, that's the total amount for the fight. The first people to get paid off the top is the promotional company. So if he's thinking that it was a joint promotion, he's thinking he was supposed to get money off the top. But if it wasn't a joint promotion, that's where the mix-up is. It wasn't a joint promotion. So that because you got to remember, like I said, if you look at a lot of Devin Haney fights, you can even go on Box Record and look at it. It'll say promotional, and you'll see DHP up there. So he was a joint promotional company. So that could be where the mix-up is. He could have thought that it was a joint promotion and he was supposed to get money off the top. And Golden Boy probably put it in the contract that it was Golden Boy promoting it, not a joint promotion.
Yeah, yeah. My man Big Dre said Bill is confused and signed a contract that paid him after all was paid instead of him being part of the first to be paid. And what Free just said was just exactly what it was, and that's what came out, that Oscar made it clear. No, this was just him. When he did the promotion, he paid Matchroom, and Matchroom played Devin. So Devin says he's his own boss, but a lot of that is just talk. Because if you're not putting the money up, which I found out, if you ain't putting the money up like Floyd did, shalom to my man Ben, salute to my man Mike Garner. I just don't understand. If you didn't put the money up, then how can you say that? Because people don't realize that when he did the fight with George Kambosos, Devin put up $2 million as a promotion company, but he didn't put any money up this time. So how can they expect to get paid like he did? So it's just a goofball move. He said if you don't put money up, you're not paid. You're not part of the promotion. They got that promotion LLC for tax purposes.
That's not always true. It's true to a certain extent. Like I said, when it comes to top ranked fighters, a lot of those fighters are signed to a contract where Bob Arum has to get the okay. So when you have that type of contract, Bob Arum is getting his cut off the top because he's giving the okay. Okay, I let my fighter fight, but you got to give me this amount of money for him to fight. So yeah, Bob Arum will get his money, even though Bob Arum is not putting on a fight. It could be put on by Golden Boy or Matchroom or PBC. Even though he's not putting on a fight,
Remember
he got he gave them or Triller. He gave them the okay to put the fight on with their fighter, so they giving him money off the top. To once that fight is done, they giving him money off the top. So that's the same thing that that Brian Norman Sr. was talking about. They had to give Bob Arum a certain amount of money from the money that they was going to get from Eddie Hearn, because they had to get the okay from Bob Arum first. Once they got the okay from Bob Arum said, okay, yeah, y'all can do this fight, but I need this amount of money off the top. So that's what that's when a promotion company who's not putting on a fight, they still get paid. So you don't always have to put money in to be able to get money off the top.
My man GD, man. Now, if y'all don't know my brother GD is one of those brothers who's a propaganda artist. They didn't wrote books about this young man. So watch GD in the chat because he be talking crazy. But he said, clap back Thursday. He said that was the case for Brian Norman. The thing that's so funny about it all, though, Free, that really got me was that Bill really is showing his background, because I don't know, Free. I feel like, man, he really is doing that comment stuff again, because it's like, come on, bro, me and you can read. And when I sat there and read the affidavit on my doggone book, on my doggone break, I just couldn't believe like Bill would come out and say the complete opposite. Like people can't look up this because of the Freedom of Information Act. You can look at these lawsuits. This is public knowledge. I'm just shocked, Free, that he would tell lies and you can look it up for yourself. I guess that's the part that's confusing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't like I said, I don't want to say he's lying. He's purposely lying. Like I said, he could be misinformed. It could be somebody telling him something and he's being misinformed. I'm not gonna say he purposely lying, but if you read the lawsuit and you see what Golden Boy and Ryan Garcia is being sued for, you like, all right, hold up. How are you suing for battery when y'all signed to be in a professional fight? Now I know they're going to try to bring in the weight but you was paid for the weight. You was paid for the weight. You agreed to it. So you could have just said no. Now the stuff in his system, you can try to sue for that. You can try to add that to the lawsuit and bring that up. But the problem that he has when he tried to do that is Ryan was never found guilty for purposely taking the PEDs. He was suspended for not notifying of a supplement that he took. He wasn't suspended for having the PED in the system. And that's the problem that they're going to face. They're going to have to try to I don't know what type of lawyer they got, but they're going to have to try to find their way around that situation because he was never found guilty of purposely taking PEDs. He was found guilty for not notifying them that he was taking a supplement.
He actually suspended for ashwagandha. That's what he's suspended for. But the funny thing about it is, and I'm not in no way am I supporting that racist prick. I'll just being honest. But salute to my man GD. And this is a prime example of the kind of propaganda you get with my brother GD. I don't know if y'all seen this disgusting comment he put. Coke back Thursdays by Oscar De La Hoya. Now, we all know Oscar De La Hoya is a great man, and you got people like GD purposely going out their way to say something crazy about him. That blows my mind, man. It just blows my mind. I mean, Oscar is like the king of boxing, man. Why are you going at Oscar, bro? That's like going at my screensaver Chuck Brown. You can't go at Chuck Brown. You can't do it.
I can't say nothing. I mean, facts are the facts. He has been tested positive, or he has been known to take some recreational drugs. So I can't.
You cold, Free. Come on, Free.
I mean, it's the facts are the facts. I mean, it is what it is. It's like saying you can't say that about Tyson Fury. We know that that's the truth. It's the truth. He has took recreational drugs. It's the same thing with David Benavidez. You can't say, you can't do that. Well, it's the truth. He popped dirty for having recreational drug in his system. So I mean, it is what it is.
I get what you're saying, Free, but you still cold blooded for saying it. I'll just say this, man. It for my man GD to bring up Oscar's past every time something happened. That's what fans do. They just go after what you didn't do or mistakes you made. And I gotta say, man, you know what? Salute to my man GD. We're gonna start a new thing. We're gonna start a new thing. We're gonna have to start calling Get Him a Straight Jacket. I don't know if we got to get something because we got to get my man GD a straight jacket. To talk about Oscar De La Hoya like that is crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I hope the Haney's win their lawsuit. I mean, it's going to be a big hill for them to climb. I hope they've been working out at Bareback Mountain because they got a steep hill they got to climb.
Wow!
In order to prove they can't.
You hear what Free just said? My God, that's crazy. Free think he's slick. He say crazy stuff. He think he's slick. You're not slick, man. Go ahead. I ain't interrupt you, man. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that it's a steep hill they got to climb, dog. They got. See, the problem is they're the plaintiff. Oscar De La Hoya is defended. They got to prove Oscar De La Hoya is wrong and all this. Oscar De La Hoya don't have to prove anything. They got to prove everything. So Oscar De La Hoya right now, he's the defendant. He just sitting in the seat. He's like, man, I got a contract right here. They got to prove all of this stuff. If they can't prove it, Oscar De La Hoya don't never have to say anything. He could just sit in the courtroom and just chill. He don't never have to say anything. If they can't prove it, they can't prove it. That's the problem that they having.
And here we go again with my man. Big Dre just joined the GD Straight Jacket Club. Congratulations, Big Dre. We're going to get you a straight jacket too. He said BBO just like to continue the narrative on Tio. That's not true at all. I don't even like Teofimo Lopez. My favorite fight is Deontay Wilder. Am I wrong, Free? Is Deontay Wilder not my guy?
No, Deontay Wilder is his favorite.
So I don't want there's nothing else to say. He said all this hold on, I can't read it there. He said all this tell us is Bill needs to get to be his son's promoter and hire a trainer and a good manager. Billy, not that issue do be funny though. I get what Mike is saying, because I've been saying this for a while. I think that Bill really is a better promoter than he is anything else. Like when he was saying it about Devin after Ryan beat him to death, my baby. I'm like, stop. I think I'll put like this. I've said this before, and shout out to Bill Haney. I definitely believe we're gonna have him on the show at some time. But the type of dude who will steal your phone and help you look for it. He seemed like that type of cat, man. He really do. He seemed like a cat who will steal your cell phone and help you look for it. He said, I still carry a lot of dirty, and you still carry a lot of dirty water for Tio. Hold on. To say I carry water for an undisputed champion is just crazy. Crazy work. I mean, I don't know, Free. What do you think about these hellacious lies, man?
You get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.
I don't know if you carrying water for an undisputed champion, because he's not an undisputed champion. But I mean, if you carrying water, I guess you wanted to get into the sport of boxing at some point. I mean,
you see how Free try to post? I don't say nothing to this Puerto Rican. He been roasting all night. Y'all see how he get down? Him and CDK is probably the most want to roast you while you talking cat you ever meet, man. But I'll prove something to you right now, Free. Here.
Teofimo Lopez, the Takeover, two-time undisputed world champion.
So that's the proof.
You talking about the same dude that lied and said he wanted to he trying to fight Tank Davis next, and he trying to fight Bud Crawford next when he knew he can't make a fight? That's that same dude. We're gonna take his word.
And here we go again. More straight jacket talk from GD. What he said.
I'm just saying, you taking the word of somebody that's sitting here talking about he want this fight next. He's ducking me, and he knew he couldn't get a fight. That man came out and told y'all, "Oh, I can't fight no more this year because I got a lawsuit with Top Rank." When I been knew that a long time ago. This lawsuit ain't just come last month. This lawsuit been in the works since the Claggett fight. It's been in the works since the Claggett fight.
He said, GD again with some more straight jacket talk, said BVL Teofimo liar was never undisputed. Correction, Teofimo. What are you talking about? He calling him Teofimo? What are you talking about? I put like this. This is why people say GD's a racist. This is exactly why. He always going against the brothers, man. But that's all right. That's all right, GD. We understand you're a racist, man. It is what it is. He said the same dude that turned down the call from the Davis team. I don't know about the Davis team, but I know he did turn on the call from Abdul Wahid's team. Abdul Wahid and them sent him to Willy Wonka bar, and he took it night. He didn't take it. And GD said it again. He is a racist. He confirmed that he is a racist. So it is what it is, man. But I'll say this, man. And the same thing with Big Dre. Big Dre needs a straight jacket because the stuff he say about a guy like Teofimo Lopez, you don't say that stuff about Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Archie Moore. You don't say it about guys like that. What you think about the kind of disrespect we getting out here, Free? Crazy.
I mean, everybody has their opinion on how they see certain fighters. I can't knock nobody for their opinion. That's how they see them. That's how they see them. I mean, it's
So
certain fighters I look at certain
something for you.
ways.
I got something for you, Free, today. I want to put a little rapid fire, man. So I'm gonna give you a couple of fighters' names. You tell me who you got. We got Frank Bruno versus Anthony Joshua.
You said who?
Frank Bruno versus Anthony Joshua.
Bruno.
Bruno versus Tim Witherspoon, my favorite senior.
That might come down to a draw. I think. I mean, I think Tim Witherspoon might be able to pull it off.
So Tim Witherspoon versus Deontay Wilder. Wilder versus Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes
versus Mike Tyson.
Prime Larry Holmes.
Prime Larry Holmes, not old fat Larry Holmes. Prime Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes.
So Larry Holmes versus Lennox Lewis.
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes versus David Tua.
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes versus Archie Moore.
Archie Moore.
Archie Moore versus Rocky Marciano.
Rocky.
Rocky Marciano versus Vladimir Klitschko.
Rocky.
Rocky Marciano versus Ernie Shavers.
Rocky.
Rocky Marciano versus I think I just lost it. Evander Holyfield.
Evander
Holyfield versus Ken Norton.
Ooh. I gotta get after Ken Norton.
Ken Norton versus Joe Frazier.
Versus who? Joe Frazier?
Joe Frazier.
Ken Norton.
Ken Norton versus I always forget this dude's name. I want to say his name too, man. What's the guy's name? I remember. I just lost his name. George Foreman. That's what it was. George Foreman.
You said Ken Norton versus George Foreman?
Yeah.
Ken Norton.
Ken Norton versus Muhammad Ali.
I mean, well, we already saw that. Ken Norton.
So we played that game just to get you guys, fights can go any other way. And we know Free pretty unbiased. He said Bentley not 82 Larry Holmes. He said if Frazier could smother Norton's punches, he have a chance. And something funny? Another fighter that we probably don't bring up enough is Jersey Joe. Yeah. That's the fighter we don't bring up enough. Jersey Joe was a terrific fighter. To me, he's the architect of what you've seen with Muhammad Ali with the movement, things of that nature. But, and since you said Ken Norton, so I got me finished. I got two more for you. Ken Norton versus my favorite, Joe Louis.
I'm going to say Ken Norton.
Versus Joe Louis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave it on that one. My man said Ken Norton can beat Joe Louis.
I mean, we talking about two different eras. I think Joe Louis was a small heavyweight compared to Ken Norton.
Yeah. So I'll ask you this, man, since there's not much we going on about it. How great was Ken Norton in your opinion?
Ken Norton was a great fighter. I don't think he got a lot of the recognition because of Muhammad Ali. It was the Muhammad Ali era. So he didn't get a lot of recognition. Even though he beat Muhammad Ali, I think he beat Muhammad Ali 2 or 3 times. He didn't get the recognition because so many people they were so in awe with Muhammad Ali because they never seen a heavyweight fight the way that Muhammad Ali fought. But Ken Norton was a great fighter. He just ain't get the recognition of the fighters like Muhammad Ali did.
Yeah. And that being said, do you think would you put Ken Norton as the top 10 heavyweight
Oh,
all time?
I don't know. I have to go back and go through the heavyweights and see if I put him as a top 10. Now, I believe he can beat any of those guys in the top 10, but do I measure him as a top 10? I probably say no. But I think he can beat any of those guys at the top 10. But he very well could be, and I just got to go back and look because there was a lot of great heavyweights. You got to go all the way back to the early 50s and 60s. There was a lot of great heavyweights. I don't know if he's the top 10, but he definitely can beat any of those guys in the top 10.
So that being said, do you think Lennox Lewis is a top 10 heavyweight?
No.
Why not?
I don't think he's a top 10. I don't think he's a top 10.
You don't think with his career, the dominance, that don't count?
No, because you got to look at the time that Lennox Lewis fought those guys. Even though he beat Holyfield, he beat Mike Tyson. Those guys was on the decline. He didn't fight Mike Tyson when he was in his prime. He didn't fight Evander Holyfield when he was in his prime.
The thing I always think that's get held against Lennox is that he stayed amateur way too long because he wanted to get a gold medal. And a lot of us know that he should have been in that 88 Olympics. But I think he was in the no, he supposed to be in the 86 Olympics, and he ended up being was it the 86 or 87?
Yeah, I think it was 86. I think it was
86 Olympics.
Yeah.
But somehow he didn't make it or whatever happened. And you fast forward to, around I think it's 91 or 88, one of them, and he wasn't there. I think Lennox really kind of did a bad job of staying amateur too long. So you think that's a thing where guys stay amateur too long?
Yeah, to some extent, to the guys that when you fighting your contemporaries and it's so late in their career when you're fighting them, it's kind of a knock on. Now, if you come right into the pros and you move up fast and you fighting your contemporaries while they still in their prime, then it's not a knock on you. But when you like Lomachenko, you don't really know who his contemporaries were because he came out of the Olympics so late. He fought in 2 Olympics. So by the time he came out, he was 26 years old when he came out. Yeah. And you don't really know who his contemporaries was because he was asking to fight guys like Tank Davis. Tank Davis wasn't his contemporary at that time. Tank Davis was a young fighter still coming up. His contemporaries was guys like Linares. Yeah. Those was his contemporaries. Tank Davis and them are the generation after Loma.
Mm-hmm. Hey, my brother GD again with some straight jacket talk said D free preach.
He talking about when I was talking about Lennox Lewis because Lennox Lewis didn't fight Holyfield and Mike Tyson, his contemporaries. He didn't fight those guys when they was in their prime.
So I'm gonna give you my top 5 pound for pound. I want to see what yours is. My top 5 would be Usyk, Monster Inoue, Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Arthur Beterbiev. I'm gonna give you all of them. Number 6 is Dimitri Bivol. Number 7 is Tank Davis. No, sorry, I didn't mean to say Tank Davis. I meant to say Abdul Wahid. Number 8 would be Teofimo Lopez. Number 9 would be Bam Rodriguez. And number 10, a guy that just cracked into the top 10. I want to put my man Jerron Boots Ennis in there. What you think about that? Give me your top 10.
My top 10, not my top 10. I don't base it off of skills. I mean, I don't base it off of accolades. I base it off of strictly skills. my top 10. It's funny because after watching all these guys, now it changes, because right now my top 10, I gotta put Tank Davis first. After him, I would say Usyk. After him, I would say Arthur, Bud, Monster, Jerron, Abdullah, Shakur, I'm trying to think, Bam Rodriguez. I'm trying to think, who else can I put in there? Oh, and Bivol.
You ain't got Tio on there? But I ain't no listing. You don't got Beterbiev on there either?
You don't know he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I put Beterbiev. I said Arthur.
Oh,
I said Arthur was third, Bud was fourth.
Oh, okay. I feel that. That's a good pick.
850. What time you gotta be at work?
But I'll tell you this, man. One thing I'm excited about. So much going on in boxing. Hey, I want y'all to forgive me for my background right now, but what we doing, I'm trying to figure out how to get something other than StreamYard, because I'm done with StreamYard. So be patient with us. We coming with more. It's your boy BVO Boxing. It's your boy Puerto Rican Free. And one thing I will say is this. Again, I gotta repeat this because I just came out the sunken place for myself. If you're going through something and you feel like you cannot navigate it, or you feel like you just trapped, it's very, very important to get some help. And getting some help does not make you crazy, does not make you weird, none of that. It's very important to take care of you. And there's nothing wrong with a man strategically backing down so they can moved forward. So always remember that. Like, if you're going through something, don't let that be the end all be all with your life, because we all can get better. We all go through our different things, but I'm trying to stress this message because I'm telling you, if you like your boy BVO was, I was asleep for 4 years. I'm being honest. And to come out of that now, I feel so much better. And I want that for you, my brothers and my sisters. I want that for you guys as well, because I'm telling you, whatever it is, this too shall pass. And on that note, I'm gonna give my man Free the final word if he can talk. I think he's busy right now, but I'm gonna give my man Free the final word.
Right.
Yeah, no, I appreciate everybody for coming out. Make sure y'all smash the like button on your way out if you haven't already. And if you're watching this on the playback, if you're not subscribed to the channel. And we'll be back tomorrow. It's your boy D Free, BVO Boxing. We out.
Hey, and we 35 subscribers away from 3,000. And I want I know he gonna hear this. I want Knockout to stop ducking me. I put the challenge out there. Now it's time to accept the challenge, man. So we want to make sure that you stop ducking me, Knockout. I'm about to keep calling you. I'm about to send some reels your way, but you gotta stop ducking me, man. And of course, this is a terrible list that you got right here, GD. Horrible list. You got Bud, Usyk, Beterbiev, Inoue, David Benavidez. That's crap. Abdul Wahid, Bam, Bivol, Shakur. So for one, you got a list full of brothers. You ain't got no real fighters like Dimitri Bivol, Canelo. What's my guy? Teofimo Lopez. So it's a goofy list that you got, and I'm gonna have to cook you in the comments, man, because you be going crazy with this.
He got Bivol on there. He got Bivol and all
I see Bivol, but I don't see Teofimo on there. So you don't or no, it's kind of crazy. You don't got a two-time undisputed champion. Oh,
he got Bud on there and Inoue, 2-time undisputed.
Hold on. He forgot one guy, man.
Teofimo Lopez, the Takeover, 2-time undisputed world champion.
And on that note, On that note, I gotta tell you this, GD.
I can't tell you how much I don't care. I couldn't even tell you how much.
And we gone, y'all. Peace.
We really boxing. Who wanted the battle? Let's see. Oh, we boxing. Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video. Put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO. Bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.